Hey, Slabs. I'm thinking I might do a mini-series about how to get maximum satisfaction out of burst fire weapons. My highest level Morty, named after Matthew Quigley from Quigley Down Under, a western from the early 90s. Gunslinger Morty can basically turn repeaters into machine pistols and machine pistols into bullet hoses. And I have a machine pistol right here, S&S Vile Rage. It's one of the burst fire kind that fires a 5-round burst. Deadly Loaded Relentless. By the way, this is perfectly parted. This is as good as you can get of one of these. This is a model 660. Deadly Loaded Relentless. Seems kind of odd that they give you loaded, a bonus to loaded, instead of hair trigger. I never use gun crazy because, well, a negligent discharge is not a skill. It's the opposite of a skill. Just my opinion. But that does give you an excuse to equip 3 handguns of your choice, any sort of handguns. I have a repeater, machine pistol, and masher. And I have them arranged in this specific order because slot 2 is what I usually use for shotguns and slot 3 for either combat rifles or machine guns. And I almost always put a sniper rifle in slot 4, or alternatively, a rocket launcher. I found this in a red chest. I'll go sell it eventually. I bought this and this because I love Cobras and Stompers. I wish this had an 18-round mag. It has barrel 3, body 5. I think that's stock 4. Sight 2. And a skimpy 12-round mag. And this Cobra, and what you really want on Morty, if you're going to use a combat rifle, is an intense Cobra, which is made by Dahl, Hyperion, and Tedial. And you want to use it with a Ranger class mod, because that will buff its crit bonus, which is what the intense prefix indicates. This one has barrel 4, body 3, stock 1, sight 1, and an 18-round mag. I'm probably not going to be using these in this episode. Oh, these S&S twin-shot pistols are just plain awesome. If I had a Gemini and I tested all of these out alongside each other, I would probably find that either of these outperforms the Gemini. The Gemini, because of its firing pattern, is somewhat of a niche weapon. Well, let me take another sip of my drink here and I'll stop yakking. And get to the action. I'm hoping to score Whitting's elephant gun. Good arm on that guy. Let's see if I can... Nope. If I had managed to nail the gas tank with one shot, it would have blown up that Outrider. stabilizer is the accessory you want on this kind of gun. So that you can get this kind of accuracy and precision. 5-round burst guns seem like they're intended to be used with any mechanism of ammo fusion. Predict Skagzilla will be doing a whole lot of that. S&S Morty would be a fun allegiance, solo or team. Frivolous tactical reload, 50 rounds, boosted up from 39. Well, that's not all that many compared to what Roland can do, but still. Not bad, as Morty would say. Again with the spazzing out. Oh, almost had it. Could have had it there too. And you're done. Will I get Whitting's elephant gun? Probably not, but there's a legendary. It's a repeater. Will it be a TDR or will it be something different? What is that? The protector. Called it. And of course, it's a 66. I was hoping it would be. Oh, hey, that's not bad. Except it has a structurally superfluous Sight 1 scope on it. ×1. This is no Draco. Anyway, I was hoping. Oh, and a Hornet. But it's a 66 and I already have a better one. Hoping to score, what's it called? Torg Violator. If I didn't get Whitting's elephant gun. I have a Hornet that actually has sights. Also, I had a Firehawk that was the same level as this one, but built from better parts, had better stats, but it lacked sights. And these right here are the kind of sights I like. So I sold that one and bought this one. No regrets. See? I can aim with these. Sucker punch what now? That thing doesn't even have sights. It should. If it did, it would be really good. Sucker punch is really good. Let's see if I can nail the gas tank this time. There we go. This is like a non-legendary S&S equivalent to the Torg Cobra. To an extent. I mean, the Torg Cobra is the end-all, be-all of payload rifles, which is what this actually is. An explodey go-nuts sniper rifle. The proper term for that is payload rifle. in real world terms, what that is essentially a hybrid of an anti-material rifle and a grenade launcher. Or it could also be described as a direct fire grenade launcher. They're usually something like 20 or 25 millimeter. They don't carry the payload of a 40 mil, but they have much greater effective range because they're intended for direct fire, whereas 40 mils are intended for indirect fire. Well, what should I do next?
Atlas spares no expense in making guns that excel in every area.
66, plus I have a better one back in my Underdome Bank Vault collection. Notice how in Borderlands Enhanced, the Penetrator has its proper legendary label color. These make a good pair because you can use a protector to regen ammo for the Hornet, the same way you can use an equalizer to regen ammo for a Defiler. Of course I have a Defiler. And a Volcano, which happen to be two of the most common legendaries as well as two of the most universally useful. I also have Crom's Sidearm, which is actually good. Not enough people actually make use of it. But if you did, you might find that although it is an acquired taste due to its burst fire, it procs reliably enough to be worth using. Most burst fire elementals don't. And I am going to go ahead and sell this. And this. Now let's see if my money is glitched. Yep, as predicted. That means I have over $2.147 billion. And that means that I need to sell something in order to get my money back to what it's supposed to be. The two whites have already disappeared. I recall there being green, white, green, white. I remember the pattern visually. I have eidetic memory like Sheldon Cooper. And my money's back. So now I should go and splurge. Except there's nothing in the immediate vicinity to splurge on. So instead, I'll just buy some random stuff and turns out that was enough. I don't like the fact that I have to do that. If this was a masher, it would be awesome. Even though it's green. Some greens can actually be good, even on playthrough 2.5, if they have a good combination of parts. Especially the barrel and the body. Sometimes everything else on the gun can be low quality, but if it has medium to high quality barrel and body together, that can sometimes be enough to make it awesome. Like, I have a Torg Mauler on my Morty. Green 68. Barrel 4, body 5, stock 2. Plain old iron sights. No elemental capacitor, no accessory. It's just a plain Jane awesome Mauler. And one of those great big burly bully dudes with the spiky gas mask almost killed me to death with it. but I used a combination of my Pestilent Defiler, same one I currently have, combined with a Burning Viper, also made by Malibu. So I gave him the acid and the fire.
Going up against a better-armed opponent, you need a better gun.
You can't imagine finding a better one of these than this one. You know what? Let's try... This is supposed to be a demonstration of... Not a demonstration, but... I don't know what to call it. I'm supposed to be using burst fire weapons. I like two-shooter repeaters and machine pistols. Oh, your shield is an Atlas, or rather, the tech that Atlas shields are based on. Probably the same. I prefer iron sights over scopes. I use the excuse that I'm farsighted. Which is not a lie. Not even a fabrication or exaggeration. Oh, and I'm wearing a level 69 purple panacea, though it's not perfectly parted. It does have the best part on the right side, that soda can looking thing. If only it had the dog dish hubcap in the middle and the 3 prongs on the left side. Then it would be a perfectly parted purple panacea at the highest level. The most ultimate perfect you can get. Especially when combined with a survivor class mod. Or if you're in co-op, if your Roland player is rockin' tactician. Or your brick player is rockin' centurion. Or maybe all of you are putting that together, and by the way, I might have been mistaken about the shield thing, and I didn't need to reload there. I don't need to reload right there either, but I get so accustomed to doing that because the use key, then this is something they fixed in this version of this game. The use key no longer reloads. And it's such a relief not to have to deal with that. That seems like a small detail, but if you're of fastidious temperament like I am, that sort of thing can mess with your head. I keep thinking there's a red chest right there, but I'm getting that part of the terrain mixed up with this other part over here. Despite having eidetic memory, sometimes my visual memories get mixed up with each other, which probably comes with the territory. I have the general terrain of the entire core game memorized. Almost missed that. Oh, that is a well-parted shotgun. has a sight that I don't like, the fake dot sight that doesn't even have a dot. Bearing the Hyperion logo because I found a really well-built Hyperion repeater, using it with Gunslinger, thereby transforming it into a machine pistol, and a various selection of high-end Hyperion sniper rifles, which I used with the sniper class mod, which is also made by Hyperion, but the one I have is made by Jacobs. SNS and Hyperion are probably the best brands to choose for an Allegiance run for Morty.
That hurt?
I might end up bearing the SNS logo
What? Do you like that?
after this excursion just because of this gun right here. Or I might not. Despite the ×2 versus the ×1 fire that SNS machine gun had, the one that I sold, the SNS would still be better because SNS naturally has better tech pools than Vladov. SNS elementals are second only to Malak. I thought there was an arch guardian behind that principal guardian. You know what? Just for the sake of variety. Atlas Masher with barrel 2. Also has body 1, lowest quality body type. But on an Atlas, that's okay because you still get 1.1 fire rate. Contrary to Jacobs. You don't want this body type on a Jacobs revolver. Unless you're Morty, because Morty can make up for that. It's still not optimal, even if you have all the fire rate stuff maxed out. Rockin' Gunslinger. SNS shield with the best part on the left side, which would be, if it had a face, that would be its right side. Is that a support gunner or commando class mod? Commando. My highest Roland has one of those. 2 of them, actually. One Jacobs and one SNS. The Jacobs one and they're built from... The reason I have one of each is because the Jacobs one is built from the material type that gives you increased shotgun damage, and the SNS one built from the material that gives you ammo regen. I think Material 2 gives you a boost to shotgun damage, and Material 3 gives you shotgun ammo regen. By the way, should we consider Sledge's shotgun as a burst fire weapon? Of sorts. It empties its entire payload of rounds per trigger point. And Roland can increase it from 2 to 5. I don't know if you can go higher than that. 5 is the best I've ever gotten.
That hurt?
Iron sights are all you need. When you have this type of sight on a machine pistol, it disappears. Let's try prongs sight. Oh, there's no Arch Guardian. Now there is. Shields? What are shields? I've got maxed out trespass and a pretty good electric weapon. Harlequin-esque. I wonder if it speaks and eats out of those things. Maybe it doesn't need to eat. Maybe it's like a living vehicle.
You want me to share?
Well, now. A volcano. Let's see how it compares to my current one. Looks like it has barrel 5, but it has sight 1. Stock 5, so it's undersighted for its capabilities. I hope it's a level 66 so I can just sell it and not feel bad about it. That's a 67. Base damage is better, and that's it. Overall, the one I've got is better. Now this S&S shotgun, it'll have the spiked prefix. Judging by the Bumblebee-esque material type, it might have a 10-round mag. Then again, it's kind of dark out, and my eyes might be off as a result. I think it'll just be called Spiked Shotgun. Yep. Called it on all counts. S&S Spiked Shotgun, material 3, 10-round mag. That's pretty good. Decent on Morty, better on Brick. On playthrough 2.5, Roland could get good use out of that too, but he'd probably be better off with some other accessory because he doesn't have melee bonuses. But he should, because he has a military background, so he would have learned some form of martial art. This I don't think Guardians are affected by elements. Just electricity busts their shields. Oh, by the way, they fixed the bug with the Vladov Vengeance in this version. So, the gun itself still has its trespass-like effect, but doesn't spread it to other guns. So you can't exploit that anymore. But the gun itself works fantastically against these space bugs. Still got the Hyperion logo. Take out the mortar guys first. Those mortar bugs will mess you up. Oh, there's another one. Don't get stuck on scenery. That's what'll kill you most of the time. Or cause you to get killed to death in the face. Rip-off. Come across, what is it, 3 legendaries so far. But they're all legendaries I already have. And of lesser quality, but still. 3 legendaries in like not even an hour. Of course, I was already here. Well, what else should I go and do? I could call it since I've fulfilled what I set out to do. Could hunt some skags. Yeah, sure. The Hornet is not as good a delivery system of Karate Go Nuts as the Defiler.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
I'm in the market for a perfectly parted assassin class mod, which is made by Malawan and Hyperion. Plenty of storage space. I will need fire, acid, and more fire. The next episode will probably be Morty with the sniper class mod. I'm definitely going to get some use out of the Invader and also the Penetrator, even though I know I'm supposed to be focusing on burst fire, not full auto, but what the heck, I like variety. That's not doing much of anything. On every previous playthrough, I can't even dodge the ram attack. I can under the right circumstances. Ah, choke point. Frivolous tactical reload. Stuck on scenery. Result of that pedaling.
That's my boy.
Open your face. I'll shoot right down your throat with 5 rounds. You saw what that did to Skagzilla. Now what am I stuck on? Doggone it! So tedious. What the crap? Explode already. Ugh. Look at that. These little pissant enemies are always the ones that get you because they distract you from the bigger foe. Well, the Firehawk is less effective, at least against this specific type of enemy, than an ordinary burning Viper, which is a common weapon. Can be of variable quality depending on parts, but will always have good accuracy, which is the feature that makes it a Viper. Piss ants. Always piss ants. I can't tell whose health is whose. You're not opening your face. I'm not able to get a chance to wail on you in the proper fashion. Stuck on catoids, of course. Ugh. Well, let's see what this does. I should go to Old Haven. Well, that's not going to do anything about it. I know this is full auto, not burst fire. Or at least it's full auto in the hands of Morty. Oh, by the way, your weapons automatically reload in the style of Half-Life 2 when you switch between weapons. I don't like that. This has barrel 3 and sight 5, and it's a Malawan. Their guns, I think, are almost as accurate as Hyperion. I like these color schemes too. S&S yellow, Malawan blue. Reminds me of the flag of my native Indiana. Couldn't even see my target. Oh, you... Ugh. Hate it. Hate it when that happens. Oh, let's get some use out of the penetrator. Look at that capacity. Screw that noise. Good thing I'm wearing a panacea. I like spiked shotguns. Incendiary bouncing Betty. I didn't feel like dealing with that. He's got some kind of SMG. It's probably not even a good one. Oh no, wait, he's a burly dude. He's got a machine gun. But I can tell by the way it sounds, it's not a good one. Like an ordinary flat-off, low-quality parts. White label. He's got the SMG. That's an SNS. Oh. Well, hey. Both low-quality SMG, SNS machine guns that, to me, sounded like SMGs rather than machine guns. That's a pretty good shield. But I don't go by stats alone. I also factor in effects. I think I wanted this to be a flat-off rather than SNS because it wasn't a good gun. And SNS is one of my favorite brands, and I don't like it when their stuff isn't good. But hey, both of those had good fire rates. I think they both have body 3. Fire rate of 7.6. 7.6 and 7.6. That one right there, with those same parts, would be really good to have on playthrough 1. Once you hit level 13, which is a tier for SNS Jacobs, Tediore, and Anshin. See that shooting star? What's the difference between a meteorite and a meteoroid? There is such a thing as a meteoroid, isn't there? Always one more. Should get some more use out of my payload rifle. See how this compares to my 2-shot masher. These would actually pair well together. They're really close on stats.
Get your ass gone!
Don't like this sight. I refer to it as a fake dot sight that doesn't have a dot. Lethal strike.
So angry.
I've never gotten Truxican Wrestler class mod. But you really have to farm for something like that. Disappointing. when Bloodwing stuns an enemy, it slows down their fire rate and the speed of the projectiles they fire. And it can, you really notice the effect against enemies that use rocket launchers. It's taking too many shots. That's a payload rifle, doggone it. This thing kills faster than a payload rifle. I don't understand that. There's no logic to that. Let's see if I can kill Mo and Marley with a Hornet. Now, why was I able to move my cursor around so much? And yet this over here remained highlighted. That sort of thing irritates me. In case that doesn't do its job, I should put this on here. Get all my fire and acid going on. Well, I could try to do this thing. Nope, wrong thing. Remember on playthrough 1 when you absolutely need fire to take these things out? Big skags, I mean. Or actually acid, because on playthrough 1...
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
I blew its face and head apart. On playthrough 1, it's the great big fire skags, and you need acid to take them out efficiently. You don't absolutely have to do that. You can use other techniques, other combinations of weapons and gear and whatnot, but acid is the most consistently effective. What the hell are you doing? Dumbass! Of course. Of course, Big Skag would show up behind me out of nowhere. Probably came out of there. Why are you walking all over? I swear, the enemy AI is sometimes incompetent. Well, that's an S&S machine. Probably with body 2. Possibly body 4. Which are the body types you don't want. Especially not on an S&S machine. Let's not take all day, shall we? Doggone it! Alright. Glass Cannon Morty, that's why he needs a Panacea or Torg Muscle Man. Yep, that's a low-quality S&S machine gun he's got for sure. It's got probably barrel 2 and an even-numbered body type. It's probably body 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if it also had stock 2 and was white label. Yeah, it has body 2 and barrel 2. Super Bad Bully. This is the type that I got that Torg Mauler from. That's a plain old green label, mind you, but is awesome because of the parts it's built from. It's a green 68. I kept it sort of as a trophy.
Oh, losing blood. I don't think he liked me.
Yep, as predicted. Barrel 2, body 2, stock 2. Oh, and by the way, when the one with the Super Bad Bully with the ripoff, Torg Mauler with barrel 4, body 5, and stock 2. That's a green 68. I knew what it was without seeing it. I remember saying to myself, I bet that's a Torg Mauler. I didn't know it would be so well parted. Let's see if it does something. Oh. Nope, it's not going to be adequate for this. This will be annoying little shit. Don't get stuck on the cactoids. Doggone it. So sick of that. Oh, we got every flavor of large stag. Oh wait, no, that's Mo. Tried to head me off at the pass. Must have predicted what I was trying to do. I get so accustomed to having to press the same key more than once to get the game to follow my command, even when I need it to occur within a split second. That's why I spaz out like that, because I can't stand my orders not being followed in a timely fucking fashion. Do you understand me, Pyle? Come on, shield. So this is why I like ancient shields. But most of the time, for Morty, like I said, for reasons aforementioned, you know, because he's the glass cannon of the bunch, Panacea or Muscle Man. That took enough effort and enough shots.
Not bad, not bad.
Did you heal completely? You just wasted your effort. You healed completely while I was fighting all those other stuff. It won't make any difference, because I can do this all day. Just like rolling. missed opportunity there. Open your wall. Morty's enjoying himself. Nothing wrong with that. Finishing move.
Another trophy from my wall.
Two for one sale. Ugh. Frivolous tactical reload. By the way, I had an idea for, like, if you mod Borderlands 1, a class mod for Morty made by Jacobs called
like that?
Sportsman. And I got the idea from Nisha's 6-shooter class mod in the pre-sequel, which is based entirely around enhancing Jacob's weapons. Same concept. And it would even enhance the effectiveness of shotgun for Morty. And also there would be a unique, or some sort of... It wouldn't have to be a unique weapon, but a shotgun made by Jacobs that uses slugs. What gave me the idea is the Orphan Maker, which is the only gun well, I don't know about Borderlands 3, but in Borderlands 1 and 2, it's the only shotgun that shoots slugs. But anyway, a Jacobs shotgun in Borderlands 1 that shoots slugs. It would have fixed parts. It would always have barrel 5, body 5, and a mag 2. I couldn't dodge that. Mag 2 type of cylinder. There's not a mag, but a cylinder. I couldn't dodge that either, which is the 2-shot cylinder, which offers the most damage. So it would have fixed parts, always built entirely from Type 5 parts. The catch is, it would always have iron sights, never a scope. This hand's out of my face. What did I just say? Took a few more shots than I was expecting. Where? I don't... always irritated me the way The way these things are somehow able to disappear on you and then swoop straight down. And always nailing you. Every time. No possible way to avoid it.
Good boy. Get him, blood. Someone's.
I hate it when I try to shoot a monster out of the air and fail. See if I bear the S&S logo. Still Hyperion. By the way, if you didn't already know, that logo is based entirely on how many shots you fire. Mario you. Definitely an Italian plumber. This is a good place to learn how to battle skags on any difficulty. You're going to be doing a lot of backpedaling, so get accustomed to running yourself into a wall or a cliffside. It happens. Try to use every weapon against every enemy and see what works best. Yeah, I'm already too rich. It's counterintuitive. Normally I would sell these. So dumb that it's actually possible to be too rich in this game. I don't understand how a blatant oversight of that magnitude is possible. Look at all these great S&S guns. Despite the stats, these are actually evenly matched if you factor in capacity. $68. Well, this is a purple and this is a blue. A more apt comparison would be if same quality parts, except for the magazine / cylinder. Two lethal strikes. Within like a second of each other. Another one. Can we go 4 for 4? Yeah, 4 for 4. 5 for 5. 6 for 6. 7 was asking for too much. Ha! I was about to score a second win with my pig sticker. Turned out to be not necessary.
That hurt.
I never get that many lethal strikes in a row. That was awesome. Yeah, see, despite the stats, this shotgun is more versatile. just because of the capacity alone. I've said it in past videos, but it's worth reiterating. If the death style of shotgun, the best ones are made by S&S and Hyperion, death shotguns, had a listed crit bonus instead of an unlisted crit bonus, then it would be buffed by the Ranger class mod, made by S&S and Tedior. If this was a purple 69 spiked death with perfect parts, I'm pretty sure it would be really good. Notice how I sort of made the muzzle jump work for me rather than against me. Something like this in real life would have monstrous muzzle jump unless it had some mechanism of recoil mitigation. In fact, it would probably have a stock. So you get that extra point of contact. Oh, there we go. Sometimes your weapons automatically reload and sometimes they don't. Maybe it's time-based. I don't know. It's not a huge deal. All out of lethal strikes apparently. I knew that running riot wouldn't last. Well, that was fun. A fun little excursion.
Who needs a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles?
I have a perfectly parted one of these.
More awesome! All for now, we're gonna leave the guys in the frigate. Make sure you
this version of this game does that a lot. Even when you're playing solo.
You won't find finer gear anywhere on the planet. Those guns absorb a lot of recoil, allowing you to stay accurate throughout the fight.
I hate how he says the instead of the. Why does everyone talk like that nowadays? They say the and a when they should say the or a. It's so irritating to listen to. And by the way, I took a public speaking class when I was in college, so that's not just my personal opinion, which I really would not attempt to force on anyone. It's not about that. It's about upholding linguistic standards that are worth being upheld. Because when communication breaks down, civilization breaks down. And when civilization breaks down, we break down. Anyway, that's a tangential topic for another time. I'm a call it. So, for this episode, that is, this is going to be an ongoing mini-series about burst fire weapons and how to get satisfaction out of them. And I didn't even use the Cobra or the Stomper, even though they can be useful on characters other than Roland, especially Morty, and especially if they have the intense prefix, and especially if you're using a Ranger class mod. I refer to that build as Designated Marksman, which is exactly what you'd be doing on a Tediore Allegiance run as Morty, and I have one of those in a playlist, which is, it's also an ongoing series. I haven't worked on it in some time. Maybe I'll get back into it, I don't know. Anyway, catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, Slaboids.